We've got a crazy new rumor that might point us in the direction of what Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxly actually evolve into. Let's take a look. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka A-Drive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we're diving into some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet rumors and potential leaks and all that stuff. But you guys already know, take this with a grain of salt, because a lot of people are just kind of making things up on the internet nowadays, but they're really interesting to look at, and the first one we're gonna look at is actually pretty crazy stuff. Be sure to hit that like button down below if you do enjoy these types of videos, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Seriously guys, we are closing in on 1 million subscribers, and many of you guys don't even realize you're not subscribed. You just kind of get my videos on your homepage. YouTube just told me that about 50% of you guys who watched our last video yesterday aren't subscribed. So seriously, we'll hit 1 million if everyone who sees this is not subscribed actually subscribed. So take a second, I post videos every single day for Pokemon and it's free to sub, so there you go. Either way, like I said, let's dive in because there's a lot to cover today, and at the end of the video I'm actually going to respond to some of your comments from the previous video. I thought that'd be kind of fun too. So let's take a look at the most recent rumors and potential leaks for Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so the first thing we got here is the SV guy. Now, we actually covered this guy on the channel a few days back, and he's posted a lot of stuff. This is probably the coolest thing I've seen them post. Again, take it with a grain of salt, right? They could just be creating this fan fiction, which is very likely, and I'm gonna say it probably is the case, but it's really interesting stuff. So, they say this scene in the trailer is also a teaser. If you look at the 3 paintings on the right, you'll know what the starter evolutions are. And if you remember, this is a scene from the trailer where you first walk into your house and you kind of head upstairs. He says this painting is hinting towards Sprigatito's final evolution. It will be a grass and fairy, and it will be based on the flamenco dancer and the Iberian lynx. It will indeed be bipedal, sadly. I should actually backtrack and say that I do feel that Pokemon putting pictures of what the starter evolutions could be based off of in the house as a teaser is not something I would rule out, right? Like, we've seen it time and time again. The wallpaper, we've seen the Toxtricity poster, a lot of stuff like that. So anyway, back to Sprigatito, grass fairy, flamenco dancer based on an Iberian lynx. Rest in peace if this is true to all Sprigatito fans. I don't know. Listen, I don't want to see a bipedal. I want to see it go full Smilodon on us. That's really what I'm hoping for. Then goes on to say that this one is hinting towards Fuecoco, which will be based on fruits, more precisely the Cucafera, a Spanish mythological creature using a coconut as its shell, so a crocodile hiding under a giant coconut. Now at the moment we look at Fuecoco and we think it's based on some sort of a pepper. That's kind of the conclusion. So it'd be really interesting to see it kind of shift and be based on other types of fruits and vegetables, I guess. This is saying the Cucafera, based on this Spanish mythological creature, which is a thing. Like, this is actually a thing, and I can kind of see it being like what Fuecoco evolves into. I don't think it's that crazy. I would think it'd be more dragon fire than ghost fire based on this kind of thought, but this image is really blurry. Honestly, like, I looked at this for a while and I see some sort of like leafy plant thing coming up. The red part, I feel like, I don't know, for some reason I see like apples and lemons, but I don't know. It's a little confusing to me what is going on here. So I'm not gonna write this off as anything more than like, the image is too blurry. Maybe I'm just blind, but I'm looking at this image and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm looking at right now. But the third one, and obviously the first one, are a little bit more obvious. They say this one's for Quaxly. A bit more complicated, but it's based on Don Quixote. In this story, the protagonist pretends to be a knight and fights windmills thinking of facing dragons. Now, I've never read Don Quixote, but I did a quick Google search on Don Quixote windmills, and apparently that's a scene, is he attacks the windmills. So we've got this scene of these different windmills saying Quaxly will be a knight, being water dark. Now, listen, when you read it out loud, you're like, okay, windmills, Don Quixote, Quaxly becomes a knight based on Don Quixote. Okay, but then I think like, or these are just windmills. Like, we saw windmills in Hoppip earlier in the trailer. These are probably just windmills, aren't they? I don't know. But either way, pretty fun stuff. This person tied these images and potentially tried to make it how the starters would evolve and things of that nature. I don't know. I still want to see the Smilodon. I still want to see the pirate Quaxly, and I still want to see like a pepper dragon crocodile. I don't even know. I want to see like a ghost pepper. That's really what I want to see. But maybe it's a Cucafera coconut. I don't know. Very interesting stuff. And then they go on to say the last one is hinting towards the game taking place in the Iberian Peninsula. Tomorrow we're doing a Q&A, so I'll see you then. So then we go on. We're going to talk about some other stuff from the same guy. But again, this image, I don't think there's much to really say there. They go on to talk about some clarification. I'll kind of go through this a little faster. We had talked about this in a previous video, saying that the new gimmick, the gym leaders don't only battle at the Rainbow Pokeball. There's going to be one in each city of Vidal, which is what they're saying the name of the region is. The nice thing is, like, we'll be able to write this off as real or fake very quickly as soon as we get any sort of substantial real information from Pokemon. They go on to say that Pokemon change shades when the crystal's used, so they're talking about the crystal being some sort of, ability to change colors and typings and things like that. And that's one of the core rumors right now, is that the crystals that are kind of depicted in the Japanese logo are attributed to adding a third typing to Pokemon, which ties to RIDDLER, who talks about the number 3. So I don't know where we're at with that, but just something worth noting. Then they go on to say that these images here are actually some gyms in the background from what we saw as kind of the main city. Again, these are just kind of really blurry pictures from the trailers, so it's hard to really depict what they actually are. From there, the SV guy continues to put out information, and again, it does read very much so like a fanfic at times. They say, today we're going to talk about the third legendary. The third legendary is based on a spider that's the same, kind of the same as the two bulls. The evil team is related to the legendary, and they are conquistadors. They think the third legendary is a god and that it created the region. They're trying to find it, and you're trying to find it, but your goal is to find the bulls, not the spider. This is the logo of this team sale. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I do think there's some sort of importance here, right? This was from the trailer. This was from the inside of the room, not actual gameplay, of what seemed to be like some sort of a coat or jacket or shirt or whatever it is, leaning over a chair, essentially, and it was very purposely put here. It's this web type thing with some sort of like, to me, it looks like the head of like a gecko, but I don't know what's going on with that. I have no doubt that this is probably a Pokemon, or it's a logo of something, or it's probably a Pokemon. So it would make sense for someone to try to tie it to that idea, right? They're saying this is the third legendary and that the evil team uses this as their logo. I could see it being an evil logo too, but based on a Pokemon. So I don't think this is that crazy of an idea, right? Like, I don't think it's real, but I don't think it's that far-fetched to not be a thing to discuss. So anyway, those are my thoughts there. And last but not least, you got this account Leaks PKMN, which apparently just shares a bunch of different leaks. I don't know. They posted this picture. Credible, believe what you want. This is not credible. This is someone legitimately taking a picture of their TV, making it blurry, using an AI-generated mon with purple hair. It looks like a Digimon baby. What are we doing? What are we doing? At least try to make them, like, that's the nice thing about text posts is you could read them however you want. With these images, you look at this and you're like, what are we doing here? I told y'all about that AI fake mon generation for a reason. Don't go using it trying to make fake leaks now, people. Come on now. I should have never said it, should I? I should have never brought it up. Anyway, this is fake, you know, but I see these things and I'm like, all right, it's got 180 upvotes, man. 180 upvotes. That's 180 people thought that this was worth making other people see. That's wild to me. This is fake. This is 100% fake. There's no way this thing's real. And as I said, I was gonna read some of your comments, so feel free to leave a comment, give me your thoughts. I think this is a fun way to kind of interact with you guys. Octo Kraken says, the hype is so exciting, I really want to see Porygon get a split evolution. I also want a new evolution. We'll most likely get more news in June. I think, Octo, first of all, I don't know about Porygon getting a split evolution, why not? Pokemon Xenoverse is a really cool new Porygon form, Porygon West, I think. In terms of new evolution, I'm on board. I think we all thought we were getting a Steel and Dragon evolution in Sword and Shield. We did not. Give me the Dragon evolution at the very least. People would go nuts over it as long as it's not terrible. It won't be terrible. Evolutions are great. But I actually saw another comment, and I'm sorry for not, maybe it was a reply to Octo. I would love to see a new Pokemon that does what Eevee does, right? So a new Pokemon that has split evolutions, but maybe of the other types. Because if we know now, you know, electric, water, grass, you know, ice, whatever, all those types that Eevee evolves into were special types back before they changed things around, like before the special physical splits. So those were the original special types. So it would be cool to get more physical one, which would be like the bug, rock, ground, whatever. So anyway, just my 2 cents there. We got TK Farm saying, Regenesis sounds like Mega Hydreigon's ability in Insurgents. And I've actually been itching to potentially play Insurgents. No promises. I actually looked and you're 100% right. The ability sounds exactly like what Mega Hydreigon's ability was in Insurgents. Anyway. And Peter says, the hype is real, but the leaks are fake. Still always fun to see the creativity of people. 100% Peter, listen, I'm not ever trying to pass these off as real. If I think something's got a chance, I'll tell you, but we're not beating around the bush here. I'm covering this because it's fun to talk about, and we got a long way to go this hype season, so I'll keep you guys informed with the most recent rumors, news, leaks, and everything in between, and we're gonna have a blast doing it. So I hope you guys are all on board the hype train for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And that's that. That's your leak update, rumor update, and everything you need to know for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Make sure you guys subscribe. We are closing in on 1 million. Like, you're gonna be in before 1 million. You don't wanna not be, you don't wanna be the guy who came after 1 million, you know? You can say, I knew A-Drive before he had 1 million subs, and it's gonna be a good time. Thank you guys sincerely so much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And that's gonna be that for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by A-Drive, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.